We are about to start. This is Robot Nuke. Now let's hear it for the man, the myth and the legend in his own head, Eric Nuke Hudson.
Okay. What's up? We're on day, what is it, 25? So 5 days left. Doing this from the car today. It's a little bit different because uh, I could not hang around anymore. I am dead tired. If you think I was tired, if you think I'm tired now, you should have seen last night. That's one of those you go into the house, go into the bedroom, pull the covers back, and wake up this morning kind of tired. It was a long day for me. Day's been long enough. Just got off. We saw Dave Ramsey. So things are going. I ran across the guy. I actually got to do this again next week. That's what I said. I didn't know how I was going to be running these because I got another conference next week. The guy who is running it was actually at this one, but it just kind of blew me away because I had been looking for him because he's the kind of guy where, he's actually like mentioned from stage. His name's Levi. And he gets mentioned from stage, but no, that's when I knew he was there. I went up to him after I knew where he was at because he was up on the he was and it was like, yeah, I saw you at lunch today, but I saw you. I was going to come over. I turned around. I turned back around, and boom, you were gone. Okay, so didn't get to do that, but I'll connect with him next week. So today, what I wanted to talk about, and I've been thinking about this, and it's FOMO. And the reason I think about FOMO is they were trying to sell a kind of membership thing today at near the end, right before Dave Ramsey got on. And it was for like 10 grand. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But they offered something, one of those you sign up here, but we only have like X number of them. As a matter of fact, they said we only have 40 of them left, and that's it. Only the first 40 people. There are hundreds of people here. It's like almost 1,000. And they're like, uh-huh. So I mean they weren't. I was like, uh-huh, this is a little bit of FOMO actions. I want to see what's going on. Then some lady calls from the back. Oh, we only have 37 left. Oh, look at that. 3 people have already signed up. So and I'm hoping you guys are hearing this because I can't monitor it. And it gets real strange at this point. I'm not strange, but it's normal for all this stuff. And so at one point I go to the back, I'm kind of looking. It's like, well, I see there are 3 left. I see they're searching for more. Been quite a few people. I've been away, been to the bathroom, been a line. Okay, maybe they're telling the truth this time. Then old boy goes, okay, um, we're only giving out, we're about to run out, even though I had looked at them give out more than the 3 I saw there. But, I could have been counting wrong. And so the next 10 people, we're going to mail it to you. Then the guy was sitting, and I was talking to a guy before somebody else came over and rudely interrupted and started an entirely different conversation. I don't know what give people the cheek to do that stuff. And so I was telling him, yeah, I'm just waiting to see. So I go back to my seat. I was like tired because this guy just came up and just started another conversation. But I go to my seat, and the guy sitting next to me before I even left, he was like, "Nah, I'm not doing this." Because I wasn't going to give him 10,000 bucks for multiple reasons, including I ain't got it. And we get over to, he comes back and he's got the damn item that they're giving out. It was a microphone, Rode Pro, and they're like $400 microphone. Remember, it's 10,000 bucks. So at that point, I'm like, yeah, they got plenty. He's like, yeah, they just brought out another box and opened it. They were just making people have this fear of missing out. It's called FOMO. What does this have to do with housing? Well, I've noticed this for years that you'll have folks who they're looking to buy a house, sell a house, and then they want to, try their way for a bit. And like, let's say their theory or what they're trying to do doesn't work. Let's say you're trying to sell a house and you want 500. Your realtor's told you it's worth 450. You're not getting any showings, and maybe you get a showing, and then someone offers you 430 for it. And then sometimes these folks will actually take it. They could have gotten 450, 460 for the house by pricing it right to begin with, going with what the market says, but they went with the, oh, I want to try this out because I want this amount. That's not how life, actually works. Other than a couple of years ago, and it actually worked like that. Uh, so now they've actually taken 30,000 less. Uh, well, not 30,000. I said 430 for 20,000 less. And actually, they could have possibly gotten another 10. You never can tell. It's within that range. Well, it happens on the buyer side too, and it's like all the time. It's not like it's somebody just did it or something, or last week. I mean, a good portion of people. So they'll come out and they'll go like, "Hey, I know this house is 450,000. Can we try to do it for 420?" Or you know what? The best example is, can we try to do it for 400? Or do you think they will take 400? Here's the thing: don't ask what someone, if your realtor, if they think they will take it. First of all, we don't know what they're going to do. That's number one. And number two, did you even look at the market, or are you just doing that you think they will take? Some people, and it's the best policy, I mean, or best practice, policy practice, they actually underprice the house. Because when you underprice a house, you actually get more for it. Think eBay back in the day. I don't know if you actually can even do the real auctions on eBay anymore like they did. But that's why people price it so low. And people just get into this mentality. And I think I talked about it one time where I listed a house. I was in a hurry and I was just fat fingering stuff in. And before I left the office, I'm talking within a minute, I get a call on the house. Get out of side of my office in the house, call. Downstairs, call. Into my car, call. Pulling out, call. I'm like, what in the world's going? How come so many people calling within 5 minutes of a house being put on the market? Because they saw the price that I accidentally put in. And I'll have people do this all the time, and it's like they'll call up on a house, it's like, that house isn't that price. And if it is, I mean, let's just think about it. If a house is priced at 300,000 in a great neighborhood and it's worth 500,000, do you think someone made a mistake, or do you think they fat fingered something in wrong? Well, if they did make a mistake and it really was for 300,000 and was worth 500, 1,000 people are going to bid on it, and it's going to drive it past 500. We have a public system called the MLS, multiple listing system, and everyone got to see that. You didn't find something like somebody's grandmama died, and you saw the house, and you were able to get a hold of them and get it for a bargain. No, that didn't happen. You saw it in a public forum, and so did everyone else. So here's the thing that happens with buyers. They try this a couple of times. They got like, oh, I got a month to go. Sellers do it too. We'll see what happens. Then they get close, and then they get desperate. And that's when the danger comes. I've seen this many, many times. Then they go, they just start, putting in crazy offers. And I went crazy by the opposite of what they were doing by lowball, by them putting in more money because they lost great houses they wanted. Anytime you're doing this, you want to put your best foot forward based on the market. Like right now, as a buyer, it's a great time to put your best face forward by actually giving a little less. And you know why? Interest rates are back up. It's frightening people away. You have a golden opportunity to actually possibly get, a little bit of a discount off of that rate. I mean, not the rate, but the price of the house. That's a great opportunity for you that you're not even thinking about. What happens if you're trying to sell your house? Interest rates are going up. Offer something like I'll buy down 1% of your interest rate, or I'll do a 2-1 buy down or something like that. That'll make people like rush to your house. So that's what I mean by fear of missing out. I've seen like there's this one, like when the market changed, back when interest rates started going up. I listed a few houses like in the same week. It was like four houses in the same week. I think one, no, two didn't sell, and the two didn't sell didn't move with the market. The two that sold, one sold quicker than any other house in his neighborhood and sold for more by following what the market was doing. The other one, they sat on the market a while because I would sit there showing them what the market was doing. I send a weekly email, not well with a video, and go like, "Hey, this is what the market is doing. This is what you should consider." No, 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 we don't want to do that. We want to wait and see what happens. Interest rates kept going up. Interest rates kept going up. No, 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 we don't want to change. Okay, we'll change the price. Well, that was the price I gave you, 2 weeks ago. You need to change the. No, no, we'll try this price. Now, in the end, I'm going to have to confess, they actually sold for more money for that plan than anybody else in the subdivision. But it was significantly less than we started at. We started at a proper price. You got to start at one, the proper price, and two, you got to figure out what the market is doing. And you must stay ahead of the market. Don't do like one guy. It was one of the four that I listed that week. So I'm keeping them up on the market. And the house that's around the corner, there was one other house for sale, it was around the corner. They lowered their price by, get this, $25,000. You know what his response was? Well, that makes my house more valuable, so maybe I should raise my price. Uh, People get into this mode. And I remember one time, like the stock market did really good. It wasn't me; it was another agent. I was talking to him, and there was no interest in the guy's house or anything. And the stock market had just a fantastic day one day, and he's like, or the guy's client or seller, he's like, well, you see, the stock market had such a great day today or this week. You know what? Everyone is going to be out looking for houses. So that's why my house is going to sell this week because the stock market did good. I've never heard a buyer go, you know what? The stock market did real great this week. So I think it's time for us to put an offer in on a house. Come on now. Come on. So that's the whole thing about FOMO, fear of missing out. Always just be looking at, always be, might be some proper English here. So just look at what the price of actual housing is in the neighborhood. If you want to offer less, that's fine. But sometimes people get to a point where the house is undervalued at the price that they put it on the market or they've lowered it to. I see a lot of times when it comes in undervalued, it's because they started off ahead. I mean, like I'm going to make up an example. Let's say a house starts at 600,000. Proper price that it should have been listed at was, 575. Well, the person gets desperate after like 2, 3 months. This is why I keep saying about going after those houses been on the market for a few months, and then they'll lower it to 550. But then you'll have people come in and do that. Do you think they'll take 530 thing instead of going like, wait a minute, it's 25 under the actual market value. And then sometimes when people feel like they insulted or you insulted them, their response is, okay, I'm good. I don't need this anymore because you've insulted me. And they won't even respond back because I know a lot of people are going like, oh, yeah, yeah, they'll just, respond back. I've had that. And I've actually had people go like, what do you mean they're not going to respond back? Well, okay, let's put another offer in. I call the agent up, and the agent goes like, no, you don't understand. This seller is not taking any offer that you put in for this client. And it happens. Now, to say it that bluntly, I've seen it usually, it's like they're not going to respond. You put another one in, they'll do it. But to be told bluntly, straight up, they are not going to accept any offer you put in. That's what happens possibly if you insult someone. And then every once in a while, you get somebody who's not, they're like, what do you mean they're not going to take my offer? Well, they just don't. Don't worry about it. Go on to the next house. Trust me. Investors, it's in my blind spot there. Investors, they do it all day long. Every single day, investors will put in just these ridiculous lowball bids. And, you got the adult ones, like I like to call them. They're like, yeah, okay, thanks. Going on to the next one. And then you get the children, the ones who went to the little investing class at the Howard Johnsons. I like to call them the Red Roof Inn investors. And they just get so insulted that the offer for the $400,000 house that you have out there that's worth 400,000, and they made an offer for 250. It's like, I don't understand. Why won't they take my offer? It's good money. They only paid 150 for the house. They're walking away with $100,000. The house is worth 400. You offer them 250. They'll just sit there and argue. But the professional investor's like, yeah, that's cool. I got no problem with that. Thanks a lot. If you come across something else, we'll do it. Yeah, that's what the problem is. These little small investors sometimes they just don't get it. So I don't see any questions, even though I just have to look like this because, as you can see, I'm driving because I've got to get out of that place. I'm so worn out. Traffic wasn't as bad as I thought at this time. Dave went over, but it was worth it. Had some good talks today. Can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to give it another minute and see if anyone else comes on. I'm going to finish making this complicated little maneuver here before trying to stop or anything. Anybody who's watching the replay, of course, if you have any questions, just drop them. Just drop them down below, and I'll try to answer them on a future broadcast. 5 days ago, so it's not going to be too much of a future, because at the end of this month, I will just go back to regular live streaming. Always try to get on my calendar first, because sometimes, I don't have, I could be out with clients, I could be driving, because when you're driving, it takes away some of those brain cells and everything, or I could just be plain worn out after a 12-hour day. So get on that calendar, and we'll help you. Doesn't matter if you're buying now or some other time. Those who made it this far left it at the end. That's all I can really think about. And I'd really love if someone could leave a comment before tomorrow happens, because we're only going to about noonish tomorrow, I believe. And I'll see if I can address it tomorrow, because I'll have a little bit more time, or should have a little bit more time. We'll see. A lot of people came out of the woodworks while I was doing this. Had to do a lot of stuff by remoting into a computer from an iPad. So, still no questions here. There are. I've never done this from mobile before. I just wanted to see how it works. I think I'm stable enough now. I am going to end this.